Three can keep a secret if two of them are dead. Have You Seen Me seamlessly picks up where Gossip Girl leaves off, but with more sex, more lies, and more dead bodies a la How to Get Away with Murder and You. When a coveted member of a group of entitled yet ambitious 20-somethings goes missing, their deadly secret is threatened to be exposed. But the real question is, who will be next? Read Have You Seen Me by creator Candy Washington on Amazon Kindle Vella, or listen and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Hello everyone, what is up? Hey Kamika, how are you, sweetheart? What's going on? How are you, sweetie? Hey Vodka says hello. That's right, you guys. As you come into the room and as you watch also on Facebook and Instagram, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow and share with a friend, because a kiki is always better with community, and we have some great things going on. If you weren't watching on YouTube or Facebook, then you missed it. I have my new series, Have You Seen Me? It is a fictional series, and it's really cool. There's a lot of murder, mystery, and mayhem. So just check out my description box so you can read it. Also, subscribe to its podcast so you will get notified when the episodes drop. And it's also linked in my bio over there on my Instagram account as well. So you can check all that stuff out. If you're into self-care, self-love, and manifestation, don't worry, guys. I will get to Bravo stuff, but just in case you're into it, I also just released a Create Your Dream Life course. And there's also links to my Sugar Pills, A Practical Guide to Self-Care podcast that's linked below, and other free goodies. There's different free guides, and there's just so much going on. You can get some books, listen to some podcasts, watch some of my movies. Everything's linked below or in my bio. So just go ahead and check it out. So without further ado, hey Natoski, what is up? So without further ado, let's talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City Part 2 reunion. Honestly, this review could last 5 hours or legitimately 5 seconds. I felt that the Part 2 was, it was really hard to watch. It was just a lot of like, it was really, really hard to watch. And I also felt like it didn't add any value. I wasn't entertained by it. It wasn't a good kiki. It was just really dark to me. And I want you guys, let me know. Put it in the chat box, comment. Was it really dark to you? I felt like Part 2 of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion was really dark and just negative. The first thing I thought was, leave Mary alone. Leave her alone. Has Mary been, again, allegedly accused of a couple of problematic things? Yes. But I also don't think she's been accused of, and I'm not saying this is good or bad, I'm just saying it is what it is. I don't think she's been accused of anything worse than any other housewives in the franchise. Ladies of New York has had their issues. New Jersey has their issues. Jen Shah on the same franchise has a lot of issues going on. So it's really bizarre to me how much they have been villainizing Mary, but yet it's expected to give Jen Shah grace. Have you noticed that? Mary has been really, really villainized when it comes to her church. But yet somehow Jen Shah and her little minions with Heather think that we're supposed to give Jen Shah grace, like she's the victim in the situation. Jen, I think your children are victims. Your husband, I don't think so. I think if the husband was in on the okie doke, and the moment you go to Sing Sing, he's going to go off and live his best life with his real boo thing. But you are not a victim, allegedly, in my opinion, if these allegations are true. So that is what I'm like, leave Mary alone. Also, Mary isn't even at the reunion. You did the absolute most when it came to her in Part 1. Now it's Part 2, and you still are bashing her. Keep Mary's name out of your mouth, Andy, Heather, Whitney, Jen, Meredith, Jenny. You know I love Lisa. Keep her name out of your mouth. You already did it for part one. She's not even there, let alone. I thought it was really dark and really unnecessary and really, really negative. I also did not like, I feel like the extent at which they were going after Lisa, shady Andy included, who again I think just misses the mark the majority of the time when it comes to this stuff. I feel like it was too much. Like, Heather, we get it. You're jealous of Lisa, and you really wish you could crawl inside of her and wear her skin. We got it. But could you let her get a sentence out? Could you not make everything about you? Did you guys notice? And to me, this was like kind of sick. And that's why I mean, like, this episode to me just felt dark and negative. Like, it wasn't fun. It was not a fun, it wasn't fun. Like, when Meredith, and again, I have some issues with Meredith too. I could take or leave Meredith at this point. I think she's fighting really hard for her snowflake. I think she's lucky that she got asked back for the next season, to be honest, because I don't think Meredith really brought anything to the show, but that was just me. But when Meredith was talking about Lisa's response to when her father died and the text she sent, did you guys catch how Heather interjected and was like, yeah, and when my father passed away, Lisa texted me, I hope he's getting better, or I hope he feels well soon. And I'm just like, Heather, sweetheart. Everything is not about you, Heather. And honestly, you should be thankful that Lisa paid you that amount of dust, because I actually think she paid you more dust than you deserve to be paid, Heather. Heather, we all see you. You try so hard to make Lisa the villain. When we all see the truth, you're the actual villain. You and Whitney are the actual villains. Jen Shaw, allegedly, in my opinion, I think she did some fraudulent stuff for a come up. I do. I think she did some fraudulent money moves for the money. But I don't think Jen Shaw at her core is a bad, mean person. And I think that Jen Shaw is a little bit being played and manipulated, is a little bit of a puppet in the situation. I'm not absolving her for what she did to the alleged victims, because that's disgusting and dirty and awful. But again, she has to go to due process and go to court and all that stuff. So I'm just saying allegedly, in my opinion. Whereas I think that Heather and Whitney are just nasty at their cores. Meredith, I think when it comes to Meredith, I think Meredith was just checked out. I think Meredith was pissed that all of her affairs allegedly came to light. I think that Meredith was pissed at Lisa for being friends with Jen, because I believe that there was something going on with probably, I wouldn't say that Jen and Meredith were dating the same guy, but I would say I bet you that Meredith and Jen were doing the same dirt. You know what I mean? Like, they were probably going to New York, the Upper East Side, going on trips and, going to parties, hanging out, kind of like a Ramona Sonia routine. You know what I'm saying? A Luann routine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like maybe not necessarily the same man. I'm not ruling it out. Again, it was just a rumor, alleged. But I think that they were doing the same dirt. And I think Meredith was just like, how dare you bring my dirt out when you were dipping it and doing it and busting it wide open just like I was. And I think that that's why she got mad at Lisa for taking sides with Jen. But I think Lisa, which is what we saw in the rant, was like, I don't cheat on my husband, blah, 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 was like, well, you were posing like your family unit was good, like you as a core, like you and Seth were together, pretending, when the truth was Seth was busting it and you were busting it. So I think that's where it all went down. Do I think Meredith is bad at her core? No. Am I over her being a housewife? Personally, yes. I don't think she really brought that much. It was like, where was this lawyer? Where was this detective? Where were these jabs throughout the entire season? You literally were just checked out. And unless you would just nod and smile when it came to Mary, and that was pretty much it. So I'm confused. Jenny. I kind of forgot Jenny was there this episode. Like, I don't really remember what Jenny said. Like, I kind of forgot she was there. Like, of course she was there, but I kind of like forgot. I thought the Lisa bashing went too far, and it was like enough. Because the truth of the matter is, all of those women have stirred the pot. All of those women have lied. All of those women have gossiped and speculated. All of those women have lost their minds at some point. Jenny throwing glasses, going off the deep end. Meredith, all of a sudden at the break of dawn, screaming about don't mess with her family. Jen Shaw, we all know Jen Shaw is a hurricane. Heather is a hot mess. Whitney is always wasted. Like, none of those women are perfect. So it really seemed like you know what it reminds me of? It reminded me of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Mean Girls when they were all going after Lisa Vanderpump, where it's just like, you know who the HBIC is. You are sickeningly jealous of them, and you're just trying to keep jabbing and jabbing and jabbing and jabbing. You guys all know I'm a Lisa Barlow's stan. I'm not saying she's perfect because she's not. I'm not saying she hasn't been messy because she has. But I think that the punishment doesn't fit the crime. I think she had a really funny rant. I actually enjoyed what she said. Whatever, I'm human. Like, going to be transparent. I thought, which I was in my mind, I was just like, no lies detected. She went off because she felt she was at her breaking point, and I totally get that. What else? Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box, everybody. That is right. And that's right, you guys. If you're watching on Facebook or over on Instagram, be sure to join us over on YouTube as well, so you can come in and join the chat, because it goes down in the candy box. I mean, in the, in the candy shop. Miss D says, hello, Candy and all the K's. Hey, sweetheart, how are you? Baka says, I was just watching your Miami live. Yes, on replay. Yes, back to back. Because I'm finally catching up. I'm catching up. Hey, Darren Hood says, hey, Candy, how are you, sweetheart? Hey, Nikoski. Oh, my God, I'm finally early. Yay. Yes. Thank you so much, Miss T, for the shout out. Darren said, bad weather kept irking my soul at the reunion. Same. Irking my actual soul, and like literally at my nerves, wits end. Wits end. Hey, Miss T, part 2 wasn't giving. Nothing got solved. I agree. I agree 100%. I thought it was just like really dark and super, super negative. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box. Oh, yay, okay. Okay, so Vakas says, I didn't watch. No, Mary, don't think so. Mary was the comic relief. Mary was the comic relief. And yeah, she totally missed the entire reunion, and she's not coming back for the next season. And again, in case you guys missed it, and it bears repeating, oh, Miss T, Jen isn't getting any heat. Exactly. Jen's getting no heat. She expects them to have a blind loyalty to her, when yet they want to crucify Mary. Do I think Mary is innocent? Heck no. But do I think she's more guilty than what a lot of these women have done? No. I think villainizing Mary but trying to give Jen grace, that's a disconnect for me. Oh, but let's go back to the other one. Mary was the comic relief, right? Okay, so in case you missed why I thought the real reason, and again, I haven't heard any other content creator, any other blogger, any other YouTuber talk about this. If they have, I bet you it was after they watched my live. I think the real reason why Mary wasn't there, and if you caught my first live, you already know what I'm going to say, Mama ain't raised no fool. Mary does not want the potential smoke, the potential legal smoke, when it comes to having to be accountable for the allegations regarding her businesses, her congregations, and their, I don't know, what is it called? Is it called a donation? Their contributions to their monetary contributions to the church, to her church being a cult, to allegedly one of the members dying, to the finances, all of that. Mary does not want to be a Jen. She doesn't want to be out here on a reality show and get caught up with the okie doke, and then have the feds knocking down her door being like, can we see your 2022 tax returns? You see what I'm saying? I don't think Mary missed the reunion because she's worried about Jenny. I don't think Mary missed the reunion because Meredith didn't run after her when Jenny threw the glass at her. I don't think Mary missed the reunion because she thinks that Lisa is too fake. I don't think Mary missed the reunion because I actually think her and Jen Shaw were getting along. Mary missed the reunion because it was blazing on social media, and she was called to task during the show about the allegations of fraudulent activities with her church and her businesses. And Mary said, you know what? I have too much to lose, in Monique Samuel's words, for this little Bravo check. That is why Mary was not at the reunion. Point blank, period. She was like, I'm not stupid. I'm getting out of Dodge while I still can. She wasn't going to pull a Erica Jane. She wasn't going to pull Jen Shaw. She wasn't going to pull a Teresa Giudice. She was like, I've seen all of these chicks go down trying to stay on a show. Let me go take my house of hoards, because, I mean, she seems to be a hoarder, observation, and go on my little merry way, because I don't think she wants the feds knocking at her door. That's why Mary wasn't there. Hey, Natalia. She said, hi. Hey, Nataski. Heather is a gaslighting ex-dork who's heavily triggered by Lisa, 100%. 100%. Because Heather never got over the fact that Lisa was just like, I don't really know her. Remember from season 1, it was like the first episode where Heather was like dying to be a cool girl with Lisa. And Lisa was just like, oh, I don't really know her. And Heather was like, what are you talking about? I used to stalk you all the time. Like, we went to the same school, and I would just sit there and stalk you and think, what would it be like to live in Lisa Barlow's skin, because she's so amazing. And then at night, I go home and I count Lisa Barlow's in my sleep. Heather is creepy and scary. Literally, if you watch the venom in her face when she talks to Lisa, she really wants to, like, it's like single white. It's too much. It's too much. And with Whitney too. It's like they both have this sick obsession with her. And it is creepy, and it's getting hard to watch. Like, at first it was kind of like a pot stirring Kiki drama, but this reunion to me has just been really dark. Really, really dark and really, really negative. Like, it's almost like Salt Lake City skipped super quick to that sort of like housewife curse when the show goes to like a really dark place. Like, it happened on Roa, it happened on New York, it's happening it did kind of happen in Beverly Hills with the Lisa Vanderpump stuff. It happened in Dallas. I think that's why Dallas is canceled, allegedly, I think. When it goes to like a dark place, it's no longer fun to watch. Like, I didn't like watching part 2. Not even because I actually thought it was boring, but because I just thought it was really dark and nasty. Like, to a level that I didn't even want to partake in. Like, I wanted to be mindful. I also try and be mindful of the content I consume. You know, it's funny saying that because I love doing reality TV, but when reality TV does what it's supposed to do, which to me is 2 things. One, it's supposed to just be light and fun, escapism, kind of absurd and great. And 2, I think it's also supposed to educate you on like maybe a segment of the world or society that you would, you know, never really get privy to. You know what I mean? Like, people who are bikers and they have like a reality show, or people who are in the circus and have, you know, it's like these niches of life that you don't get. Or it's like that fun, absurd escapism, you know, that's really fun. But when your reality TV goes to a dark place, I don't like it. I don't like it. Hey, Jen. She goes, too much Mary, who couldn't defend herself. Exactly. I was like, keep Mary's name out of your mouth. Like, what the heck is going on? Hey, Miss T, I miss Mary from this reunion almost as much as the others ladies. Exactly. Exactly. Whitney said to be quiet, Lisa, and listen. Shh, I know. Thank you, Miss T. Whitney was hella disrespectful. Whitney, I wish you would. With your fake. Let me stop. Hey, Natalia, Miss Mary. I miss Mary too. Hey, Miss T, is Heather's dress velvet? I don't know what Heather's dress is. I have no idea. Hey, Nataski, have you noticed both regular seasons Heather plays the harmless comedic relief while low-key stirring the pot and then shows up to reunion aggressively attacking Lisa? Exactly. 100%. Whitney and Heather like to pretend, and it's also so sick. Whitney, real lies, you are not Lisa's friend, and you're not on Lisa's level. Did you guys check this? She did it twice, and I thought it was really bizarre and, again, super creepy and odd. when they were talking about who is a pot stirrer and like, oh, Lisa's a pot stirrer, Whitney goes, "Ah, Lisa stirs the pot and then I just take the baton." No, you and Lisa are not a team, Whitney. Stop. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. And then what was the other thing she said? Something about how Lisa lights something on fire and then she goes off. She said she made another thing that was in alignment with that. It was just, to me, it was just so sick and just so bizarre and just so weird and creepy and like all of that stuff. Like, I personally no longer enjoy, and this is a big statement, but I don't enjoy watching this franchise anymore. This reunion has really left a really bad taste in my mouth. I'll see what happens on part 3. I'll see, you know, when the new season comes out. I'll give it a chance. But Heather and Whitney, it's too much. It's too much. Hey, Miss T, the high school mentality in grown women is getting old. Thank you. Thank you. And I will say, as much as, you know, Lisa had her rant and she's like trying to break me, I actually think Lisa gives 0 Fs. And that is why she will always be my MVP. That is why she's gangsta. And that is why I stand for her. Because Lisa just sat up there and she was just like, you know, when she said to Meredith, she was like, you know, I'm sorry I'm not breaking down, but I'm keeping it together. And I was like, that's right, you keep it together. You don't let, what did I say? I forgot what I said to someone. I was saying to someone. Oh, they were talking about something and they were complaining about, oh, this girl dragged me or this girl said something about me. And I said, you know what? No woman who is beneath me can ever drag me. And that is why and by beneath, I don't mean cocky, I don't mean conceited, I don't mean anything negative or anything like that. What I mean is be confident in who you are. So when someone comes at you being critical or negative or being a hater, you don't let their words steal your joy. You don't let their words drag you down. You don't let their words stop you from being the great person that you are. That's what I mean by it. I don't mean like you're beneath me, I'm better than you. No, I don't mean it like that at all. I mean, don't ever let anyone who is coming from a low, negative, nasty place take you down with them. Because that is what Heather and Whitney are trying to do. It is so clear that they think Whitney is above them, that they've literally made it their life's mission to bring her down a peg or two. And that's essentially what they've been trying to do. And I love that Lisa's just like, no, you're not gonna narrate me. Nope, didn't say that. Nope, we're rewriting history, because she's right. They literally were rewriting history. And I was just like, did we not all just watch the same show? Like, did we all not watch? I'm confused. And Meredith giving 2 examples of when she just happened to not throw Lisa under the bus, to me was not her being vindicated as having Lisa's back. Because the truth is, Meredith, you didn't have Lisa's back. The only person who had Lisa's back was Jenny. Point blank, period. Jen threw her under the bus. Heather and Whitney, we already know. Meredith was not there for her. Neither was Mary. The only person who ever stood up for Lisa was Jenny. And when she did, Heather and Whitney called her a minion. And Lisa was right. She says, you call them a minion because anybody who supports me or backs me, you want to make them look bad or feel bad. But you get to be friends. So when Whitney backs Heather and Heather backs Whitney, what is that? It's hypocrisy. So you get to have the support of your friends. That's just called friendship. But when Lisa's friends have her back, they're minions. It's the gaslighting for me. It's the hypocrisy for me. It's hard to watch. Like, it wasn't even fun. You know what I mean? Sharon, I'm through with this franchise. Girl, me too. How dare they address Mary Rayson without having her be there? That's what I'm saying. This reunion just left such a bad taste in my mouth. Like, just such a bad taste. Hey, Natoski, same. I'm guilty of a meltdown where I didn't care who hears, and then afterwards I'm like, oops. Exactly, yeah. This is the thing. Lisa's allowed to be human. You can't poke and poke and poke and poke and poke, and when somebody actually pokes you back, you want to cry foul. Because the truth is, all of those women, except for Jenny, was poking and poking and poking at Lisa. And I totally understand her having a breaking point. Totally understand it. Hey, Vodka with your olives. None of these girls are Mary's friend. No. Speaking of that, did you notice how Meredith, when she realized Mary wasn't there, kind of played that, like, well, I don't know her kind of thing? Like, well, I wasn't really standing up for Mary. Mary's her own person. Well, I was just, I just felt so, blah, 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 blah. I was just like, okay, Meredith, you're trying to save your job. You basically are saying, I don't know Mary. We weren't really that close. Then you tried this fake apology to Jen Shaw because you knew you had no ally up there anymore. Then you tried to align yourself with Heather and Whitney to go against Lisa. I don't know why you did that. You actually would have been stronger if you would have went with Lisa, because Lisa is holding it down against all these chicks, to be honest. And Mary, I'm happy you didn't come. You played your cards right. I wish you were there because I actually think it would have been a better reunion and you could have spoken your side of the story. But speaking strategically and logically, you were smart to get out before your ship really sank. Because all of these housewives and their husbands, people are watching, agencies are watching. So strategically, Mary was right to be like, listen, you trying to take all these skeletons out of my closet. I'm not trying to go down for this. But from a entertainment standpoint, I wish she was there. Baka says, yeah, that was smart of Mary. Exactly. Darren, she even wasn't going to pull a Vanderpump either. Exactly. Hey, Miss T, Mary also really didn't care for any of these ladies, so I'm not sure it was hard to walk away. No, of course not. Stand by these women who never had your back or risk getting in actual legal trouble. That, to me, that's not a question. That's not a question. Mara's laughing. Kimiko says obsessive much. That's right, you guys. If you're watching on Instagram, hello. And also, if you are watching on Facebook, you can also join the conversation over on YouTube if you want to join the convo. We have a great kiki and a great community. And remember, everything is just for fun, and this is all alleged. We're doing a really great fun recap. Hey, Miss T, part 3 is going to be negative when the husbands come out and start deflecting. Is Seth coming? Oh, via screen, right? Yeah. How come Seth is never there? Was Seth there last time in person? I don't know. Tassie says, I never liked Dallas. You know what? This might be an unpopular opinion, but I liked Dallas the first and second seasons, and I really liked Luann, but I did not like Brandy. I thought Brandy was just kind of like really bratty. I didn't like the way Stephanie treated Cameron, but I also did not like the way Cameron treated Tiffany Moon. But I didn't watch that season when Tiffany Moon was there. I had stopped watching maybe like a season before that. Hey, Jen, all of them are pretty terrible. It's like a train wreck. I can't look away. I know. Hey, Miss T, are you going to review Candy's new show? That is a light, fun reality TV. Yes. So I'm going to review Candy and the Gang and Love and Marriage and DMV when it comes. I am catching up because I just launched 2 new projects, you guys. So I just launched the Create Your Dream Life course that's linked below. It's also in my bio, in my Instagram bio. And then I also just launched my fictional series called Have You Seen Me? You can watch that you can read it on Amazon Kindle Vella, also linked below. And then also subscribe to its fictional podcast so you will get notified once I start dropping those episodes. But you can start reading now for free. And then later on, you can unlock the episodes. But everything is in the link below. So those are my 2 new projects that I just launched. So now that I've gotten those underway, I can do more lives because as you guys know, we got to keep the lights on over here in the candy shop. We got to keep the lights on. Hey, Miss D, do you plan to preview Candy's new show? Yes, it reminds me of light, fun reality TV. Yes. You know what, you guys? I can watch it tonight and let's review it tomorrow. I'll watch because didn't the first one come on March 6th? I'll watch the first one and we can review tomorrow. Hey, Nataski, I noticed that evil face of Heather's last reunion too. See, that's the thing. I never, ever bought into Heather and Whitney. I always saw through them. And in case you missed my other live, what I said about Heather that solidified everything to me was the way she spoke about her mother on the show. Remember, I think it was the season finale when Heather did the what do you call it? When Heather did her memorial for her father. And her mother showed up, but her mother didn't want to really, disrupt anything. She kind of like stayed in the background and like said hi to like her children. And Heather was so nasty about her mother. She was like, well, why did you come? Just to like, just to like make a scene and you're not even come participate? How come everybody else is accepted, but I'm not? It was just so nasty. And I don't judge family relationships because like, you just never know, but it just seemed like this is who Heather is. You're this nasty to your own mother. No wonder you treat other people this way. It's just like a nastiness about her. And it's like literally you're doing a memorial for your father who passed away and your mother came. Maybe your mother is still grieving and mourning. Maybe your mother didn't feel comfortable being on camera, but she showed up. And instead of going to your mother and giving her a hug and being like, I love you, we're both grieving the loss of my father and your husband, you're really super nasty and very condescending and very rude about her. Well, no wonder she didn't want to come over and say anything. Heather, the problem is you. The problem is not Lisa. The problem isn't even the Mormon church. The problem isn't your mother. The problem is you, Heather. When you are nasty to everyone, you're the nasty person. Definitely. Not definitely crust velvet, Amara. Not definitely crust velvet. No. Hey, Vodka. Yeah, exactly. Like the Ultimate Girls Trip was so fun to watch with a little drama and shade. Yep, that's how Real House should be. I agree 100%. Joanne's laughing at Amara. I love it. Hey, Nataski. What's up, sweetheart? She was at Amara Lewis. Definitely casually crushed velvet. I love you guys. I love my candy canes. I love you guys. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe and to follow so you don't miss out on any time we go live and have some fun kikis. Hey, Patricia, she goes, the truth, they do stir the pot. Exactly. They all stir the pot. That is actually called the assignment. That's the assignment. But it's supposed to be light shade, a light kiki. But the darkness and the negativity, it's too much. It's too much. Hey, Miss T, Whitney, stop trying to make fetch happen. I can't with Whitney. Whitney needs to be worried about her family's finances. When you get on national TV and you say you squandered hundreds of thousands of dollars of your family's savings when you're married to an older man, not that, age means anything, but it does sometimes. And you have about at least 4 children between you. And you have the audacity to get on national television saying you squandered hundreds of thousands of dollars on a skincare rebrand that never was. It seems like you would have bigger fish to fry than trying to take down Lisa. Just all I'm saying. Water your own side of the road. Keep your own side of the road clean or whatever it's called. Hey, Atoski, it's stressful to be attacked, but when it comes to bad weather's actual opinions, Lisa could give to exactly. I agree 100%, and that's why I love Lisa. I love her so much. Darren Hood's laughing at Miss T. Bacchus is racist Jenny. Joanne says, Lisa briefly released text that shows she did text Meredith back about her dad. Someone screenshot it. This is a thing. I believe Lisa. You guys know I stand for her. Like, I love her. I think she's amazing and she's great. But I'm also fair. And I really believe Lisa. I think Meredith, again, alleged in my opinion, based on what I've seen, I think Meredith came to reunion with a lot of hot smoke. A lot of air puff, a lot of like, my family, my cousin, my aunt, my sister, my nephew, these text messages. It was a lot of hot air to me. I feel like Meredith wanted to play a sympathy card. I think Meredith put her bets on aligning with Heather and Whitney rather than aligning with Lisa. And I think Meredith, literally, this entire reunion was just her auditioning to keep her job. I didn't believe a word Meredith said. I didn't believe a tear that came out of her eye. I think she literally just got up there and all she wanted to do was to audition to keep her job. Because I think Meredith knew she might have been on the chopping block. I thought she brought nothing to the season. I didn't believe a word she said. She wanted to justify having checked out. That's pretty much what it was. Hey, Nataski, Lisa's literally battling 6 versus 1 and she's still standing. That's a bad beat. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I love Lisa. I absolutely love Lisa. I think she's great. She's battling these women. She's holding her own. She brought the receipts. Whitney going to, okay, let's talk about Cameron. And I'm going to be very respectful. Rest in peace, Cameron. Let's talk about Cameron. The rumors, I believe them. I think he was in a relationship with Mary. I think he did mortgage his house to give her some money. Do I think he did it because he feared that she was God? No. I think he was having an affair and he got caught up and he got his side chick some money. That's what I think happened when it came to Cameron. Do I think that there could have been some type of religious, spiritual manipulation going on? Yes. But at the core of it, I think he was probably a guy who was probably a little bit lost. He probably came across this woman who was because Mary, as wacky as she is, she's charismatic when it comes to all that stuff. He was probably a guy who was a little bit lost. He got caught up with this woman. They probably were sleeping together. She probably whispered something in his ear, and then he went, mortgaged his house, and got her some cash. I think the whole spirituality part of it kind of is peppered in. When it comes to her other congregations, I think there is some manipulation going on because the episode with the church on Mother's Day, that left me feeling icky too. And I think that's what Cameron was talking about when he was saying they worship Mary. I have never been to any church sermon where they are worshiping the pastor or the preacher or the person, because that to me is a cult. And that is my hardcore belief, my unshakable belief. Any religion, I don't care what denomination it is, any religion where you worship the person and not God is a cult. Any religion where they equate the person to being God is a cult, in my personal belief. Any religion. You can mask it, you can say it's this, that, or the third. I don't care if you have 1 follower or 1 million followers. Anytime where the person is equal to or higher than God is a cult, in my personal opinion. So when you're getting up there, and this is the thing, if it's Mother's Day, like I grew up in church. When it was Mother's Day, we honored all the mothers. We would honor our mother. We would honor the mothers of the church. You know what I mean? We would honor not the deaconesses. We would honor the women who did, the singing and stuff. Mother's Day was to honor all mothers. It wasn't about honoring one person. So I did find that to be really bizarre. And I was like, are they showing out for the cameras? Or is this how it really goes? Because to me, that is scammy. I don't care who you are. Nobody is greater than or equal to God. And that is just my personal opinion. And if somebody is saying that, to me, that is a cult and that is a scam. Am I saying that is 100% what's happening with Mary? I don't know. I only saw the bits I saw. I don't know. I think what happened with Cameron was more he was just a young dude who was probably lost. He started sleeping with the woman of the church, which, by the by, not to absolve Mary, because if this is true, and again, this is all alleged rumor, a lot of pastors and preachers sleep with their congregation. Is Jamal coming? You know, Jamal Bryant is the number one. So it's not unfortunate. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not absolving her, but it happens a lot, unfortunately. It really does. People in a position of power will exploit that. When it comes to the other allegations, I don't know. They're just allegations. But when it comes to Cameron, I believe everything Cameron said. I believe everything Cameron said. I think he did mortgage some money for his house and he gave it to her. I do think he was probably in a relationship with Mary. I do think that he probably came to his senses, probably when he realized he was not getting that money back. That is a very sobering thing that will wake you up out of whatever sexual fantasy you're in with somebody else. The fact that you're not getting your money back. And he realized, oh, wait a minute, I just got played. I believe Cameron. I do. I thought, again, Whitney, stop trying to be Lisa. You befriended her frenemy, Angie, who missed me with Angie. You then went behind her back to talk to Cameron like you wanted to be your Nancy yourself. It's just so weird and bizarre to me. Another thing that a couple other things I found weird and bizarre, and let me rock with me and see if you agree. Whitney and Heather made such a stink about never being invited to Lisa's stuff. Whitney made such a stink that Lisa doesn't like her, she never invites her, blah, 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 she's so mean to me. How come then when Lisa did invite you to the Fresh Wolf event, did you say, this is so weird, why did you invite me? That doesn't make sense either. You literally spent 2 seasons begging this woman to pay you attention. And then when she actually pays you attention, you want to throw her under the bus for it. Pick a lane. She's a demon and devil if she doesn't invite you, and she's a demon and a devil if she does. If she hadn't invited you, you would have had a problem with that too. That makes no sense to me. You literally spent 2 seasons begging this woman for an invite to an event. You actually finally got one, Whitney. And what did you do? You went around telling everybody, it's so weird that she invited me. Why did she invite me? That shows just the level or lack of self-esteem that you have. You beg a person to invite you, and then when they do invite you, your first thought is, why did you invite me? It can't just be for me. It has to be for some other ulterior motive. That is bizarre to me. Another thing that was really bizarre, and again, this is why I'm not sure I can watch this franchise much longer. Also, the whole entire season, the narrative around Meredith and Mary's friendship was what? It's weird. I don't understand it. How come, Mary is always there for Meredith? How come Meredith is always there for Mary? It's a weird friendship. I don't get it. What's going on? The entire season was that narrative. How come the first thing out of Heather's mouth when it came to Mary was, I wish Mary was here to support Meredith. Meredith really needs a friend right now. Why isn't Mary here? Mary should be here to support Meredith. Remember she went on that tirade on the first episode of the reunion? Again, it doesn't make sense. The entire season you crucify Mary for being Meredith's friend. And then the moment Mary doesn't show up, why isn't Mary here to back up Meredith? Doesn't make sense. Again, damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's why this gaslighting, this hypocrisy, this ridiculousness when it comes to Whitney and Heather, it is so hard to watch. And what also is hard to watch is I also feel like I'm being gaslit by Andy. Andy, are you not watching the show? Is no one on your team watching the show? Is no one on your team reading Twitter? Is no one on your team watching the blogs? Because it seemed to me like it seems like he came to the reunion the same way he came to Potomac's reunion. Gunning for Monique when the villain was Candace. Gunning for Lisa when the villain is Heather and Whitney. Did you watch the same show we all watched? That's to me what is so baffling, where it's just has Andy didn't call out Heather or Whitney on literally anything. But yet he wants to crucify Mary and Lisa. That's what I don't understand. And he hasn't really asked Jen any hard questions other than Oh, so you know you have charges? Oh, you know you're going to jail, or you're going to, not jail, you're going to court? That's some hard-hitting journalism. I'm confused. Like, that's why it's so hard to, I'm like, "Am I being gaslit? Like, what is going on? Are we not all watching the same show?" It's exactly what Lisa said. She's like, "You're literally rewriting history." It's just bizarre to me. It's bizarre. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box. Hey, Natalia, Dinshaw trial is pushed back. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see here. Hey, Natalia. She goes, "These ladies better come back with a storyline like Jen already has one." Yeah, Jen has a built-in storyline for like 5 to 10 years. Hey, Vodka, I never checked out Dallas. Yeah, like I liked the first couple of seasons, but after that, I couldn't get into it. Miss T, I enjoyed the first season of Dallas. Exactly, me too. Hey, Sharon. Hey, don't come for Brandy. She's a Redman, LOL. Very true, very true. Hey, Vaca says congratulations. Aw, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay, you guys are laughing. I love it. Sharon says just maybe Heather's mom didn't want to be on TV. Exactly, exactly. Hey, Joanne, she goes, "I believe Heather and Whitney look down on people and hate if other people like them." 100%, 100%. That's right, you guys. If you're having a good, fun Kiki and you're having fun, be sure to like this video, heart this video wherever you're watching it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, share with a friend, follow me on Insta, give me a like on Facebook, whatever. Just show some love, give some support. I love you guys. And join the fun Kiki and share this with a friend because a Kiki is always better with community. You guys ask and I will answer. I'm going to watch Candy in the Gang tonight, and tomorrow let's come back here, or maybe even later tonight, you guys. I might be feeling it. I might be feeling it. That's why you need to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because you guys know me. When the spirit hits, I got to go live and we got to talk. So you got to subscribe. You got to hit the notification bell so you can join and you don't miss any of the fun Kiki that we got going on. What else is up? So let's see. Meredith's finding to keep her snowflake. Exactly. Meredith, I cannot. I cannot. Yeah. And that's another thing. Andy Andy really was not calling out any of the other women. Like Heather and Whitney were actually the ones who were talking about Meredith and who were talking about the timeline of the memorial. And how come, and this is another thing, Meredith, you actually got caught in a lie. And it just occurred to me right now. You did get caught in a lie, because I think Meredith was telling the truth when she said that when Lisa called, she was in the bathtub in Vail. But previously, she's always said that she wasn't at the memorial, but she was with her family. Meredith, your family wasn't in Vail because the Vail trip were just for the ladies. And why didn't you correct Lisa on the phone when she said, "I'm so sorry to interrupt you with your family"? I'm going to tell you why. Do I think Meredith intentionally misled Lisa, Heather, or Whitney about the timing and the location of her family or of her father's memorial? No, I don't. I think Meredith, like I said, has just been checked out. I think when Lisa called her, I think she was in the bathtub, she was doing her, and she was just like, okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah, cool. All right, thanks. You're welcome, blah, blah, blah. I think it was that. I think she was literally just checked out. Half listening to Lisa, half not listening to it, just checked out. I don't think there was any conspiracy. I don't think there was any malice on anybody's part except for Heather and Whitney's, because they like to get together and make stuff up. I think Lisa thought, oh, we're all on the sprinter. I know it's the weekend that or it's the time that Meredith is at her father's memorial. She's not here, she must be there. Innocent misunderstanding. Meredith, I think, was just checked out the way she's been the entire season, wasn't really listening, and was just like, yeah, okay, sounds good, and got off the phone. Checked out, innocent. What turned it malicious was Heather being like, I didn't want to say anything, but Meredith told me her memorial was on Monday. Why would she tell you that it was on Tuesday? You know what I mean? Like she made it like that. And then Whitney went and lied to Meredith saying Lisa was the one who started the rumor, which was not true. Heather started the rumor. And then Whitney went and spread it around. And they brought it to Lisa. And the fact that Lisa engaged them with it, that's when they went and said, oh, Lisa brought it up. Lisa said this. But that wasn't even the truth. It was Heather and Whitney. And that is what the footage shows. But Meredith has been so on one with Lisa, she's missed the whole entire thing. But that's when you told on yourself, Meredith, because you told the truth at the reunion, but you had been lying the rest of the time. You said it was on Monday, but you said that you were with your family. And you were in the bathtub at Vail. Okay, let's see what else is going on. Misty, I thought Meredith was taking a bath at the hotel where her family was, and then she went to Vail and took another bath. She took 2 baths? Hey, Misty. She goes, Meredith sounded like she was asleep when Lisa called her. Exactly. Misty, Heather definitely planted that seed in Lisa's head on the hike. Exactly. Hey, Nanaya, Lisa is horrible. Oh, you know we stand Lisa, but I respect all opinions. Hey, Nataski, Heather told Lisa while horseback riding Meredith is lying to one of us. Exactly, it was Heather. It was Heather who planted the entire seed the whole time. Hey, Misty, do you think Lisa really meant what she said in her rant against Meredith? Okay, great question. I'm breaking down what I think. Yes and no. I stand by my original conspiracy that I always thought what broke down Lisa and Meredith's friendship. And I think that came out in her rant. She goes, why don't you really have my back? Oh, why? Because I'm not a whole, the W word who cheats on her husband and all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. And, you slept with, half of New York, and how come you don't have a house? Oh, because your husband can't keep a job for 5 minutes. Yes and no. I think that she was hurt that Meredith, who she considered a really, really good friend, like a sister, hadn't been honest with her about what was actually going on in her life and her marriage. I think that Lisa initially thought Jen Shah was lying. When Jen Shah came out with the affair allegations and the sort of like not open marriage, but they were kind of separated, doing their own stuff, doing their own thing, right? Dating other people. I think Lisa felt betrayed that she had been defending Meredith and thinking Jen Shah was lying. But then when Meredith admitted that Jen Shah was telling the truth, I think that really broke a part of Lisa's trust in Meredith. So I think what she is saying is, so this past year, you have been my friend, really. You've been holding me to a different standard to other people. You didn't confide in me that you and Seth were separated. You didn't confide in me that you were sleeping with other people. You didn't confide in me the truth of your marriage. Why? Oh, is it because like you and Jen go do dirt together, but I don't cheat on my husband and I'm not doing that? Like, is that why you weren't confiding in me? I know it came out really like a rant, but I think that was the essence of what she was saying. She was like, why? Like you say that like I haven't been supported in that and you're offended by that, blah, 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 blah. And like, why? Because I don't cheat on my husband. I don't this, da, 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 da. I think Lisa was really hurt by Meredith not being honest with her. And I think that's again why she said, oh, and you have a family that poses. I think that's what she was saying, because that's actually the truth. Meredith and her family were posing. Meredith and Seth, as we all have seen, had been separated. He was dipping it and doing it all around the world. She was dipping and doing it in Upper East Side. They had already separated, but they hadn't been honest about it. They had that whole front as if they hadn't been, right? And like with the Brooks thing, again, I don't speak on anybody's children, but since Brooks is technically an adult, I think it is clear that Brooks really was trying to have a moment. with the whole Jen thing, talking about her private parts and his one-liners and him being this and that. I think it was very clear that Brooks was all about camera time, all about trying to have a moment. And I think that is what Lisa was saying with your family who poses, because I would feel the same way. If I was best friends with someone for 10 plus years and you actually have, and like we're close and like we are, and like the expectation is there, right? Because again, you don't always have to tell everybody your business. You can do what you want to do in your life, and you don't owe anybody your business. But what I do say that in certain friendships, when you feel close, you would think, well, like, why wouldn't you tell me that you and your husband were separated? Like, why wouldn't you tell me that you guys were seeing other people? Like, are we actually not as close as I thought? Like, how we're still, like, they were still going on double dates. Like, John and Lisa and Meredith and Seth were double dating in the beginning of the show. So it was a poser, it was a front until Jen Shaw. And again, the only reason why I think Jen Shaw turned on Meredith was because Jen Shaw thought Meredith didn't hang out with her because she was taking Mary's side. But the truth was, Meredith didn't hang out with Jen Shaw because Brooks told her not to after that whole thing. Because remember when Jen Shaw went off at that party, you're choosing sides with Mary, and she made that infamous comment, who sleeps with her grandfather. Jen misunderstood and thought that Meredith wasn't hanging out with her because of Mary. And of course, we all know how Jen is. Jen went and popped off, was like, fine, you're choosing Mary over me. Well, then I'm going to tell everybody what I know about you. And then that's when she spilled the beans that Meredith and Seth were actually separated, and that Meredith was allegedly sleeping with other people. And Seth probably too, right? And that is when Meredith and Seth opened up about the fact that they were having problems, opened up about the fact that, they were going to separate and take time apart, blah, 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 which we all know was BS. We all know they had already been separated. They'd already been dating other people. I think that was the core of why Lisa did her rant. She's like, wait a minute. You hold me to this other standard that you hold no one else to. You literally had this double life that you were leading with Jen Shaw. But yet the fact that I'm friends with Jen Shaw, you have a problem with. You are best friends with Heather and Whitney when Heather and Whitney do nothing but come for my neck. And you think that's okay? But I can't be friends with Jen Shaw, who you were busting it and doing it with? But you can be friends with Whitney and Heather, who come at me every second of every single day? Oh, you have this whole family that poses. Oh, you did this, that, and the third. Oh, you throw me in under the bus anytime you have a chance to. Oh, you're still not defending me at this table. Oh, you're still shading me like you have been for the last year when I've tried to give you some heads up, because Lisa was trying to give Meredith heads up. She gave her a heads up when it came to the ladies talking about her father's memorial. But Meredith went crazy the next day yelling about her family when Lisa was just trying to be like, girl, shush, I'm trying to tell you, this is what they were saying about you. Go get ahead of it. But Meredith obviously didn't take it that way and went off the deep end. So I think what Lisa's rant was born out of was just pure frustration. It's like, I have Jen Shaw coming at me. I have Heather coming at me. I have Whitney coming at me. I have Mary coming at me. I have Meredith coming at me. I think it was just pure frustration. And the truth is, do I like necessarily the labels she used? No, because I don't think we should call women that. Do I think there were lies detected? I don't know. I mean, what were the lies? Maybe exaggerations. I don't co-sign the verbiage. Because I think you can be mad at someone, but you don't have to call someone out of their name. I don't co-sign the verbiage. But do I understand thinking that you have really good friends and then realizing maybe you don't, and being pushed to your limit because you have 6 women who systematically are trying to gaslight you and break you and bring you down? Yeah, I get that. I mean, I haven't been in that particular situation, but I'm saying this, like, watching it, I understand it. So I don't really hold Lisa's feet to the fire when it comes to that rant. I mean, Jen Shaw has said a lot worse. And again, Jen Shaw called Heather Shrek and all this other stuff. But when Lisa called her a Lego, you would have thought that was the end of the world. You would have thought Lisa like ate her firstborn child. How dare you call me a Lego? But yet you're kikiing with Jin Shah who called you Shrek. Heather, bye. Heather, bye. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box. Okay. Ah! All right, let's see. Yay. Okay. So Miss T said, Lisa told us first season she is not a fun time girl. That's Heather. Exactly. Because Heather, you want to front like you're not dipping it and doing it and busting it. But don't forget, last season, you wanted to take that guy that you met at that party out to the was it a van or a car and was basically just like, let's get down and do it, but he like wasn't into it. Girl, if you are ready to bust it open on camera, miss me with that. Miss me with it. Hey, Tusky. Yep, you're no like candy. Thank you, sweetheart. Love you. Hey, Nana. She meant every word. She did mean every word. She did, but I understand it. I understand it. Thank you, Miss T. Hey, Miss T. I definitely think Lisa is hurt. I just need to see some tears one time. But that's the thing. That's the thing. When it comes to, and this is why I stand Lisa. I definitely think she's hurt. But I also think that there is a big part of her that just really gives zero F's. I think she sees the absurdity of Heather and Whitney. I think she actually is genuinely hurt by Meredith. I think that is actually the friendship out of all of the women, Jenny aside, out of all of the women, I think that Lisa is actually really only hurt by Meredith because I think that's the actual friendship that she truly cares about. I think Jin Shah is a cordial, convenient friendship. Sure, they're close, but do I think it's like this deepness? No. Heather and Whitney, absolutely not. But I do think she's hurt by Meredith. And I do think that's the one friendship that actually meant something to her. Hey, Atoski. So in the heat of her meltdown, she's like, you've been dishonest with me all of this time, so maybe the rumors are true. I wish we heard the beginning of her conversation with that producer. Exactly. Atoski, Candy is in my head right now. Yay! That's right. That's why we come over here. Okay, let's see. Miss T, Seth just loves boobs. Oh, Seth. Seth is kind of creepy. He's like cute, but like kind of creepy, right? But the same thing with Meredith. Like again, I don't ever want to like speak on anybody's thing, but it's almost like it seems like something in Meredith is, I don't know, like impaired, I guess is the word. Like a little bit like out of it, a little bit like I don't know. I don't know. Like whatever she's taking sounds good. Allegedly. Just kidding, just for fun. Okay. Hey, Miss T. Brooks has way too much control and influence in his mother's life. Yeah, it was bizarre. It was really, really bizarre. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I'm never gonna tell my mom you're not hanging out with her tonight. Are you kidding me? My mom's a grown woman. If she wants to hang out with someone tonight, she can hang out with whoever she wants, especially if it's her friend. Like, who am I? I am the child. Even though I'm an adult, I'm the child in the situation. Like, I need to go hang out with my other child friends. You know what I mean? That sounded weird, but you know what I mean. Hey, Task, I Miss T. Can't stand creepy sap. Exactly. He is kind of creepy, right? I will give him props for being the only one to check on Mary after Jenny went psychotic. I agree with that. Hey, vintage optimism. Seth and Meredith give me swinger vibes. Exactly. Like, that's the thing. Like, Seth and Meredith, I think they're good. Like, I think they're okay with not having this, like, conventional marriage. I think they're family. I think they've been together for years. They have beautiful children. And I think that they will always be family. Do I think they have the conventional husband-wife relationship? No. Do I think they have to? No. Anybody's lifestyle choice is okay. You don't have to be monogamous. You don't have to even be married. But you have to do what is true to you. You know, in that sense, I'm saying, yeah, like be true to yourself. But these sort of like societal norms, like miss me with all that. However, There is a fine line between keeping your business in your house and being misleading to your friends. And I think that's the line that is blurred when it comes to Lisa and Meredith's friendship, where I think Lisa was kind of like, you literally hid this entire thing about you. Like, me and my husband think that you and your husband are good and we're going to dinners and we're doing whatever. But it turns out you guys have been separated and seeing other people this entire time. I do understand how they probably felt a little bit duped and a little bit betrayed. But at the same time, there is also that fine line of what happens behind closed doors is my business. So I get it. There's a little bit of nuance there. It's a little bit of a fine line. I understand. But you know where I think the line isn't? This is it. Okay. There's a fine line between what happens behind closed doors is my business, right? So I get that. I think the core issue is when Jen came out and made the accusations about Meredith cheating, which I don't think it was cheating because they probably had an agreement or understanding. And Meredith didn't give Lisa a private heads up. That's probably where the biggest misstep was. Because again, you're allowed to have your own lifestyle. You don't necessarily have to tell everybody your business all the time. But I also understand it when it comes to someone thinking that they're your best friend. I think when Meredith realized Jen Shaw was spilling the beans, she probably should have went to Lisa and said, girl, here's the heads up. This is what's happening. But it's very clear that Lisa found out the truth on camera in season 1. I forget which episode it was. But when Meredith actually finally told the truth, the look on Lisa's face, to me, I was just like, okay, this is the beginning of the end if they can't get it together. And I think that's really what it is. Hey, Miss T, he definitely gets points for that at Ski. Yes. Hey, Darren Hood, true at Miss T, agree 100%. Exactly. I love my candy canes. Little sweethearts. They're so sweet. Hey, Miss T, coordinator. Not Coordinator Shaw. Not Coordinator Shaw. Hey, Miss D, Coordinator Shaw was also popping in and out for a season just like Seth. Exactly. That's another thing. These husbands who have to travel 95% of the year make sense. And I also, but I also saw in the preview, I think Andy does allude to like Coach Shaw and Jen being like, have there ever been any like infidelity issues? Dun 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 dun. Hey Jen, Salt Lake City is a miss. They are overproduced, bad actors, no true friendships to anchor the show. I think that's what it's been reduced to. I really do. Hey Miss T, do you believe Lisa forgot she was wearing a mic and that producers were in the room with her? It's not that I think she forgot, as in like she had amnesia. I think that she was just so pissed off and just so at her wits' end that she didn't care. That's what I think. I think it's like if you've ever gotten to a point where you are just so pissed off and you are just on one and you're just over it and you just pop, I think that's what it was. I think she just popped. And of course the producer was there. She's on a reality TV show. And she literally left in the middle of a scene. That's what kills me. It's just like, of course the producer was there. Of course she was wearing a mic. But you also have to think about somebody's state of mind. Like, look at all of these women have lost it. If she was sitting there and having a very like, so guess what? Don't say anything, guys, but blah, 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 blah. And then was like, oh, I didn't know I was mic'd. Then I would call BS. And I'd be like, girl, you knew you were mic'd and you're just trying to leak some stuff. But I think that she was being genuine. I think in that moment, she literally just had enough. She was just really pissed off and she just was on one and she popped off. I think it's as simple as that. I think she's just a human being. I think she just had enough. And she just went off. Mic or no mic, and she just went off. Look at what Nene did. Remember when Nene was in the closet scene at her house when she was going through all the stuff with Greg? Nene just got to the point where she was just had enough. And she popped off. Grabbed the cameraman, pulled him out, grabbed Portia, all alleged, whatever, Mics on, camera crew, all on tape. you have to remember, just because you're mic'd and just because there's a camera there doesn't take away the fact that you're a human being. And we all have those moments where we just pop off, where you just had enough. It's like this person just said one thing too far, too much, and you've had enough. That's what I really think happened. I think she just had enough. Hey, Toski, Jinshaw has called them all but the children of God. Exactly. And Heather's deciding the underlying is declaring her undying loyalty and has Meredith apologizing to her. Exactly. Exactly. Meredith is creepy too. Right? It's like, what is going on? That's what I meant by like she phoned it in all season. Hey, Miss T, Seth and Meredith definitely do not look like a match. No. This is the thing. At this point, Seth and Meredith, they're family. And I think they just have an understanding financially, optics. It's just easier to say we're in a good place. It's just easier not to get legally divorced. You do you, boo boo. I'll do me, boo boo. Let's just call it a day. I think it's that. It's like that. What's that saying? Like the simplest answer is usually the correct one. The simplest answer is just that Seth and Meredith have grown apart. They still love each other. They still have children. They consider themselves family. Their finances may or may not be intertwined. And it's just easier to stay together and do their own thing. And they want to keep that Bravo check coming. Hey, Darren, Editaskia, you're 100%. Wish us viewers could have gotten a better version. I agree. I want the whole rant. Give me the whole thing. Hey, Miss T, Brooks needs to go to work on another tracksuit. Not another tracksuit. Not another tracksuit. Nataski, when you say family, I forever hear in Meredith's voice, my family. Don't talk about my family. Hey, Miss T, real friendship groups always seem to suffer when they come on reality TV. I agree. Nataski says 100 candy. Thank you, sweetheart. Hey, Miss T, hit that subscribe. Yes. That's right, you guys. If you are having a fun kiki, I know I am. I'm having a blast. My cup is full and running over because I love you guys. Be sure to hit that subscription bell, subscribe to my channel, and like this video and share with a friend because a kiki is always better with community. If you're watching us on Facebook or Instagram, be sure to also join us on YouTube because that is where the conversation goes down. That is where you're able to talk to the other candy canes and hang out and share your opinion. So be sure to follow on Instagram, like on Facebook, and don't forget to also join the conversation on YouTube. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. She lost it. Yeah, Nataski, she lost it. She lost it. It's exactly what it was. Yep, she lost it, was pushed to her limits, and literally packing her bags. Exactly. I think that's what it was. I don't think she was looking for a moment. I don't think she was trying to leak anything. I think she just was pissed and she lost it and she went off. As simple as that. She literally was just a human being who got pissed off. Hey, Miss T, why do you think Lisa was okay with using Cameron to get married? Okay. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Lisa Mary Cameron situation. I don't know exactly how I feel about it. I feel kind of like, I feel a part of me, Lisa was just doing the assignment. You know, she was just introducing, auxiliary characters to come into the show who, had some type of relationship to the other women. Do I think she had any malice necessarily? Maybe not. Was she maybe a little jealous of Meredith and Mary's relationship? Could be. She's probably, really upset about losing her friend Meredith because they haven't really been true friends in a while. So I don't know exactly where I land on that. And a problem with why I don't know exactly where I land on it is because I think anytime Whitney kind of pounced on it, and she was like, oh, well, like, you only invited me because you wanted me to take the bait, because you wanted me to talk to Cameron. But then because I didn't come, it had to be Meredith. Like, I just think that when Whitney does that, it muddies the waters. because it's like, are you just making this up, Whitney, because everything has to be about you and you think that Lisa thinks about you and she really doesn't? So it muddies the waters. And then with Whitney then going to Angie to reach out to Cameron also muddies the water. And then Meredith and Whitney having the conversation about Cameron and Mary also muddy the water. So it's almost like if Whitney would just take her own advice and shush and be quiet and sit down and have several seats, then I could see more clearly what Lisa's motives were. But it's hard to say what her motives were when Whitney, like she always does, has to insert herself in every situation. So that's why I'm unclear on how I feel about Lisa introducing Cameron onto the show. Because I just don't believe anything Whitney says. And Whitney takes everything out of context, lies, and spins it. So it's like I can't get a clear read on the Lisa, Cameron, Mary situation because Whitney had to stick her foot in it. And once she stuck her foot in it, I don't know what to believe anymore. Because as we all know, Heather and Whitney literally just make stuff up and lie. So it's hard for me to really say because it's been so muddled. Hey, Vintage Optimism. I kind of feel like producers enticed that reaction from Lisa as well. She was irritated and he may have taken advantage of that to get her to blow up. Very true. It's like if you're going to leak a hot mic moment, leak it all. Mention it all. Leak it all. Like, I want to know, what did the producer say? What was the entire conversation? Because I know on the show they edit, I know that, but to take a clip but not show the entire conversation, to me is a bit misleading. What was the entire conversation? What did the producer say? What happened? Why did she pop off like that? Like, you know what I mean? And there was a gap between when she left the table and the rant because she had taken clothes off. It was all over the place. So what was the gap in between? I think that matters. But I don't care that she said the rant. I don't like the verbiage because I don't think you should call women that. But I stan Lisa. You know it. I do. I can't help myself. Hey, Miss T. Lisa definitely tried to produce some scenes this season. It's okay. Vintage Optimist says, oh, I agree at Miss T. Yes. Miss T, cheaper to keep her. Ooh, not cheaper to keep her. That is so true. Hey, Jen. Julissa said it was about her renovation. Okay, I have to be fair, you guys. I have to be fair. We all know over here at the candy shop, I personally stan Lisa, but I respect everyone's opinions. But I have to be fair. You called my house tacky or whatever she said about the renovations. I was just like, okay, Lisa, like stop. In that moment, you don't need to have an excuse other than the fact that like I just reached my limit and it is what it was. I'm sorry what I said was offensive. I'm sorry if I hurt you. I take ownership of what I said. I take accountability that what I said was hurtful. And I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Bringing in I had just heard that you said my renovation was ugly. I was like, Lisa, you don't have, this is Lisa Boo Boo. And we all know how much I love Lisa, but I have to be fair and I have to call a spade a spade. In that moment, I was just like, Lisa, it had nothing to do about your home being renovated, girl. You just reached your limit because these women are trifling. Hey, Atoski, I can't stand when Whitney declares random things about Lisa like she's clever. Exactly. Hey, Jen, you are dead on with family. No judgment. Just be honest about it or stay off TV. Exactly. They could have been totally honest about it. Atoski, it's more like family. Stay away from my family. Ms. T, how much deflecting will Coordinator Shaw, lawyer Coordinator Shaw do in part 3? He's going to do a lot of deflecting. And again, my opinion, I stand by my conspiracy theory. Coach Shaw knew everything that was going on. Coach Shaw is squirreling away money because Coach Shaw is not stupid. He's a lawyer. I think he's very smart. I think there's a reason why the moment Jen started this alleged job, he stopped practicing law I think that was a coordinated thing. Again, like Mary Mama ain't raised no fool. I think that was very coordinated. Coordinator shots, coordinated. And I also think that if she goes away, again, we don't know what's going to happen with the court case. He's going to go and sail off in the sunset with his real boo thing. And it's not Jen. It's whoever he has on the side. And he's going to be laughing all the way. Hey, Tusky says, I can't. Oh, yeah. Miss T, where is Angie, aka Broke Sarah Paulson? I don't know where Angie is, and I'm okay with that. There is just something about, and I'm not being sexist, I'm just saying how I personally feel. To me, there is just something so off-putting about a woman who is a frenemy to another woman. And that is exactly what Angie was to Lisa. It's like you've clearly coveted something about her or something about her life for the last 20 years that you guys have been allegedly friends, to the moment you had the opportunity. Not only do you befriend the main chick coming at her neck, but you come up with this cockamamie scheme that you guys are cousins. I agree with Lisa. They're not cousins. Like, unless they're all cousins. Like, maybe they are. I mean, I'm not trying to bash anything, but you know what I'm saying. And then all of a sudden, you want to bring this woman into the fold and befriend her, invite her to everything and be down with her. And then you want to, and again, I actually really believe, again, alleged my opinion, I think Angie, Whitney, maybe Heather was trying to set Lisa up with that whole catering thing. I wouldn't put it past them to make some stuff up. Because I said it before in my other live, but I'll repeat it. It was too sloppy. Lisa Barlow is a smart woman. I think if she wanted to sabotage somebody's event, she wouldn't have her assistant say, hi, this is Lisa's assistant calling to sabotage the event on text message. So now you have a written receipt that you can screenshot and print and show the world. I just don't think Lisa Barlow would be that sloppy if she was actually trying to sabotage someone's event. If she, as Whitney and Heather want to spin it, is so concerned about being perfect, is so concerned about her image and reputation, is so concerned about how she looks, why would she be that sloppy to literally have the person say, hi, this is Lisa's assistant, and I'm calling and texting to sabotage your event? It was too sloppy. And it was too convenient. It was too sloppy and it was too convenient. And I think that's why they were like, well, the timing of everything. I think the timing of everything and the sloppiness of it also goes to me thinking definitely Whitney and Angie and maybe Heather put in this scheme. Because literally, Angie started the conversation with Lisa, bringing up Whitney. Oh, I invited Whitney. Is that okay? Is it okay if I invite her? Like, I know you guys have issues. Angie, if you are rocking with Lisa, your friend of 20 years, why is Whitney's name even coming out of your mouth on camera? That's a sidebar conversation. Unless you wanted to bring it up on camera because you and Whitney already had the conversation about it. You sat there on your couch and you brought it up. You brought up the event. You brought up the catering. You brought up the fact that Whitney and Lisa didn't get along. Is it okay if she comes? Blah, 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 blah. Then all of us, and Lisa said, I don't care. You can invite whoever you want. Whatever. Because Lisa actually really doesn't care. She can't be bothered with the BS. And then conveniently, you then have a scene with Whitney at the restaurant where you conveniently then have these text messages and saying that the catering is bowing out because Lisa's assistant conveniently sent you a text literally saying this is Lisa's assistant. It's too sloppy. You thought you were Nancy Drew, Whitney. You're not. You're not. It's too sloppy. It's too sloppy and too conveniently timed. I don't think Lisa Barlow is that sloppy. I think if she wanted to get revenge on Angie, she would have done it in a very slick way, and she would have probably done it not right after having that exact conversation on camera, and she probably wouldn't have her assistant say, "This is Lisa's assistant." I'm just sorry, it's too sloppy and too convenient. And Angie has too much animosity towards Lisa, too quick and too fast for that resentment to have not been stirring for a long time. Because I'm sorry, it would have to take a lot more to end a 20-year friendship over a new chick saying, "Oh, I think she called to cancel catering." What? That doesn't make any sense. The first call would be to your friend being like, "Hey girl, do you have your assistant call and cancel my catering?" I'm like, what's going on? What's up? But no, Angie and Whitney and Heather had been conspiring behind the scenes the whole time. And now they're going on yachts and trips and trying to like poke fun at Lisa, being like, "Oh, her husband actually paid for it," and all this other stuff. I'm sorry, but the resentment and the animosity and the jealousy that Angie has toward Lisa, to me, was brewing and was there way before she got in cahoots with Whitney. Because you don't turn your back on a 20-year friendship unless you already had some negative ill will, jealousy, frenemy vibes going on. Because Whitney would not have been able to infiltrate that friendship unless Angie was open to it. And that is what gets me. It's like, don't pretend to be somebody's friend when the whole time you are conniving behind their back and waiting for the moment to take them down. And I thought Angie thought she was going to take Lisa down and take her spot on the show, and it backfired and blew up in her face. But you don't have that level of resentment. You don't connive with people behind their back unless that negative and that jealousy was already there. And it doesn't have to be about money or looks or anything like that, because I actually do think that Angie and her husband, from what it seemed like, they seemed to actually like have money. That's what it's, again, but these shows, you never know with these shows. Again, you never know. But what it seemed like they did have money. It didn't seem like she was in love with her husband at all. But that's another conversation. But it did seem like they were well off. But that's the thing about jealousy. It's not always logical. You could have more money, you could have better looks, you could have all this. But if inside you still feel less than, if inside you still feel bothered by somebody else's shine, you can still have that jealousy. And it is clear as day Angie is very jealous of Lisa. And she's probably been very jealous of Lisa for a very long time, which is why she was open to working with Whitney to try and take Lisa down. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box. Jessica's like, same. I was like, "Lisa, love you, girl, but come on." Yeah. Yeah, with the whole renovation thing, I was like, you don't need to do that. Miss T, Lisa definitely wanted a moment with Meredith. I think this is why she didn't want to wait to apologize. Yeah, yeah. I think she really wants to save her friendship with her. Hey, Velda, I'm waiting for the Jen grilling. Exactly. When is it going to happen? Oh, next episode. Hey, Tusky, I'm not mad at Coach, even if the conspiracy is true. I'm not mad at him either. I'm not mad at him either. Miss T, all coordinator, puns intended. Yes, 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 yes. Hey, Velda, Coach Shaw has a whole other family somewhere. Look, yeah, I would not be surprised. And he's taking Omar with him, because Omar was basically like, "I don't know this woman." Hey, Tusky, I'm Miss T. Nat Brooke, Sarah Paulson, no lies detected there. For real. For real. Hey, Tusky. Lisa's like, "Please, everyone's blonde in Utah is cousins." Exactly. Exactly. Hey, Darren Hood. Angie H will be back for season 3, I heard. Oh, gross. Probably because Mary isn't there and they're probably scrambling. Oh, I heard that they have 2 new housewives for Salt Lake City. One is a Black woman. I think her name is Gina, I want to say. And then there's another woman. I think her name is Angie K. So I know they have 2 new housewives coming. Miss T, Angie has been trying for a long time to get on this show and still gets passed up. Exactly. I don't think she'll be a full-time snowflake holder. At least I don't want her to be. Hey, vintage optimism. Oh, I believe that. Whitney and Heather are constantly sabotaging certain situations. Exactly. It's weird to watch manipulation like that, but funny to have it fail. Yup. Hey, Miss T, Whitney and Angie are definitely distant distant cousins. Hey, vintage optimism. Ha, Nataski, I agree, and it was completely irksome, and I could feel the thirst. Exactly. Exactly. Hey, Miss T, I know Mary was supposed to be the one to take down this season, but it definitely feels like they added Lisa to the list. They did add Lisa to the list, 100%. But just like that, she didn't go down. She's still the queen. Ha 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 ha, Meredith. Ha 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 ha, Heather and Lisa. Or Heather and Whitney. Hey, Tuki. Queen of Bravo reported that their sources are saying Angie will have a role next season. Hey, Miss T, Lisa needs to take a class from Monique on how to show proof at a reunion. We all need a good binder. Hey, Nataski, Whitney infiltrated it way too easily. Exactly. It's like no woman can steal your man unless he wants to be stolen. Exactly. No woman can steal your man unless he wants to be stolen, and no woman can turn your friend against you unless she already was. And that's just how it is. Because with my friends, who are my real friends, ain't nan person coming off the street and breaking up our friendship. Or ain't nan person coming off the street and breaking up my relationship unless it was already broken. Hey, vintage optimism at Miss T. Don't Heather and Lisa have history? Like they know each other since college. I think that's where the animosity started. That's the thing. In Heather's wackadoodle single white female mind, they had history. I think they went to the same college. I don't think they ran in the same circles. I don't think they went to the same parties. I think Lisa probably was a popular girl. I think Heather probably wanted to be one. And I think Heather got in her feelings and Lisa was just like, I don't really know her. Just because you go to school with someone doesn't mean you're friends and doesn't mean you know them. And as we've seen, Heather is literally unhinged when it comes to Lisa. It's really sick. Hey, Pinky in the Brain Times 3. Hello, everyone. Hey, sweetheart. How are you? Hey, Nataski. I've been missing. Yeah, Lisa was the cool girl in college and Heather wasn't. Exactly. Hey, Miss T. Absolutely. Heather has been trying to get Lisa's attention since freshman year. Yep. Yay, vintage optimism. Welcome to the Candy Canes. Yes, welcome to the Candy Cane gang. That's right, you guys. If you are having fun, if you want to join the Candy Cane gang, subscribe, like, rate, review, follow, share, all of the things. Yay. Hey, Jen. Jen is doing a Teresa play dumb. Yep. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. Girl, you knew. You knew it all the way to the bank. Hey, Pinky in the Brain, thanks, vintage optimism. Yay! Do. All right, you guys. This has been so much fun. We have been, Natasha says at Miss T, not since freshman year. Yes, I know. It's crazy, crazy. All right, you guys, this has been so much fun. We've had such a fun kiki. I think we've covered everything for this one, but we'll be back for part 3. I will also be reviewing Candy and the Gang, Real Housewives of New Jersey, and any other show that pops up. So we are here. That's why you need to subscribe and follow and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Also, don't forget some of my fun new projects are officially launched. My Have You Seen Me fictional series is out now. You can follow along and read on Amazon Kindle Vella. Everything is linked below. Subscribe to the fictional podcast so you don't miss when the episodes start to drop. Also, if you are into self-love, self-care, and manifestation, and you're ready to level up in your life, check out my Create Your Dream Life course. That's also linked. And also, if you just want more resources on that, I have my Sugar Pill Self-Care podcast. I have this channel where I share self-care sessions, and I also have other free resources. So go ahead and check out all the links below. There are books, there's podcasts, there's movies. There's a ton of stuff down there. There's freebies. I have my newsletter. There is so much stuff going on. So don't forget to check out the description box. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, if you're joining me on Instagram, check out the link in my bio. Everything is linked there. I have some great fun content. I have some free content. I have entertaining content. It's great. Again, a lot of it is about self-love, self-care, and manifestation. And also I have really fun fictional books and movies and series going on. So with that, I love you guys so much. I really, really do. Ms. T says, Robin and Giselle, the only two best friends that have been able to navigate reality TV together. And I'm going to tell you why. I think they have been able to navigate reality TV together because of one of two things. One, I think that Nene and Cynthia could have if there wasn't a Kenya to come in and stir the pot. I think that if there was a Kenya type person on Potomac, and Candace to me is not a Kenya type person. I know people want to equate the two. They're not. They're different to me. Then maybe they could have come and taken Robin. But we'll see. I think Robin needs to now fight for her seat at the table. So we'll see. We'll see. But you're right about that one. Yay, Pinky in the Brain says, yes, we're here for it, Candy. Yay! Latoski says, thanks, Candy. That's right, Ms. T says, head to that community page for more info. That's right, head to the page for more info. All right, you guys, I love you so, so, so much. And here again is the preview of my new series, Have You Seen Me? So I would love it if you guys would read it. I would love it if you guys would subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss it when I start dropping those episodes. The trailer is out now, but subscribe so you don't miss it when the episodes drop. And I will be adding more chapters and episodes to the Kindle Vella version. It's really fun. So, now there are 5 episodes out and you can read the first 3 for free and then you can go unlock more. And then I will be adding more as we go. It's super exciting. It's like watching a TV show, every week there's a new episode. So it's really super exciting. I think you guys will love it. And here is the preview for Have You Seen Me?
3 can keep a secret if 2 of them are dead. Have You Seen Me seamlessly picks up where Gossip Girl leaves off, but with more sex, more lies, and more dead bodies a la How to Get Away with Murder and You. When a coveted member of a group of entitled yet ambitious 20-somethings goes missing, their deadly secret is threatened to be exposed. But the real question is, who will be next? Read Have You Seen Me by creator Candy Washington on Amazon Kindle Vella or listen and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts.